How y'all doing, guys? Brandon here. Welcome to Retro Dodo. Now, I'm a 90s kid. Born in 92, I remember playing and growing up with a ton of different toys. In the 90s, that century in general, was just pumping out so much crap. But I want to put together a list showing the 10 best toys of that century. And I've still got hold of them to this day. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And let's take a look at the 10 best 90s toys. First up on our list of 90s toys is the Tamagotchi. If you were a kid in the late 90s and didn't have a Tamagotchi, then it's safe to say that you really missed out. These miniature digital pets were completely addictive and were the first thing on my mind as I rushed through the door from school. Keeping my little black and white pixelated character alive seemed like a matter of life or death. In a way, I suppose it was for the digital dude or dudette inside. You would think that with the introduction of smartphones that Tamagotchis would be redundant, but you can still buy one of these tiny little egg things today and they don't look like they've strayed too far from the original 90s design.
Want to see that again?
Tamagotchi, the original virtual reality pet. Your care determines the pets you get. From Bandai.
9. Beanie Babies. The Beanie Baby craze took the entire world by storm, and it's no surprise as these cuddly toys are super cute and loved by everyone from knitting-loving grannies to high-flying business types. The beads that the Beanie Babies are stuffed with make them heavier than regular teddies, and are the perfect comforting buddy. They are also slightly understuffed, which makes them floppy and more realistic than usual teddy bears. Beanie Babies aren't just a toy for kids. However, these toys are considered collectible and go for thousands of dollars. Brownie, one of the original Beanie Bears released by TY, can easily fetch $20,000 at auction, while a limited edition Princess Bear made in memoriam of Princess Diana has been listed at over $500,000. However, if you're looking to sell a Beanie Baby today, be sure that the iconic tag is intact or else they won't even be worth $10.
Each $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal you buy your kids.
This teeny Beanie Babyitis, will she outgrow it?
Not necessarily.
Next up on our list of 90s toys, we have our first games console and one of the best on the planet, the Nintendo 64. If you were lucky enough to have a Nintendo 64 as a kid, then you were probably the coolest kid in the classroom, if not the county. The N64 was Nintendo's 5th generation of gaming console and has gone on to produce some of the most loved characters in gaming history. This retro gaming system was released with 3 cartridge games: Super Mario 64, Pilot Wing 64, and Seiku Habu Shogi, exclusive to Japan. Other classic N64 games include GoldenEye, Mario Party, The Legend of Zelda, and Donkey Kong 64. Some would say that this was the console that changed the gaming industry forever. It took gaming to a whole new level and made 3D gaming open for everyone. To this day, the N64 is still a very wanted console for collectors, especially the transparent editions.
Load a Rumble Pack and see how it feels when 007 meets N64.
7. Furby. The Furby is one of the most iconic 90s toys of all time and was extremely popular after its release in 1998. These robotic furry toys were so popular that the suppliers couldn't keep up with the demand, and over the 98 Christmas period, the Furby resale market skyrocketed. With the Furby retailed at $35 in stores, the resale value was over $100, and cases of fraudulent Furby sales where the Furby was never delivered were common. We can see why these furry creatures were so popular. Just look at these freaky little things. These creatures appeared to learn English over time as they were programmed to speak less and less Furby language as they grew. They could also move their eyes and mouth and lift themselves off the ground. All groundbreaking features for a 90s toy. Just don't forget to feed it or it will soon become a living nightmare.
Furby loves your love and touch. We love you.
Furby, the Gigabit.
6. Gameboy Color. Of course, this list of the best 90s toys wouldn't be complete without the Gameboy Color. The Gameboy Color was brought out of the tail end of the 90s, landing in late 1998 and following its predecessor, the Game Boy. The release of the Game Boy Color was very exciting as it meant that you could finally play handheld games on a coloured screen. Pokemon in Color, What more could you possibly want? The Game Boy and Game Boy Color sold a whopping 118 million units combined, making it the third best-selling system of all time. And these consoles are still sought after among retro game players today. If you've still got one lying around, check out our guide on how to mod it. This will make the screen brighter and add new technology like a rechargeable battery.
With games like Super Mario Bros. Now in color, you might actually forget where you are. Oh, who goes there? Game Boy Color. Get into it.
Next on our list is Stretch Armstrong, one of the most iconic 90s toys there is. Released in 1976, the Stretch toy remained popular until production ceased in 1997. 21 years isn't a bad run at all. The classic American toy featured a gel-filled action figure who could be stretched, pulled, twisted, and tied into any position up to a whopping 5 foot. Good news, in 2016, nostalgic demand for Stretch Armstrong caused Hasbro to announce its re-release, with the exact same design as the model sold in the 90s. So grab one for your kids and see if they enjoy it as much as you did.
Fishing goggles, missile launcher, and survival knife. Stretch Commando from Cap Toys. Who else?
Number 4. Polly Pocket. Any big girls out there will know that Polly Pocket was one of the best 90s toys. A doll that could fit in your pocket. What more could you want? This miniature creation featured Polly, a tiny figurine that stood under 1 inch tall. Polly came enclosed inside a small case that opened up to reveal a small doll's house or world. The worlds always looked pretty magical, a fairy tree or a ship on the ocean in a beautiful pastel colour. The best thing about Polly Pocket was that she was small enough to go with you wherever you want. She was the essential accessory for any 10-year-old in the 90s and remains loved by adults worldwide.
Slip 'em on for day or night. Pretty glam, Lila. Act close for more fun.
3. POGS. While the game played with the iconic POGS has been around since the 1920s, if not earlier, POGS soared to popularity to become one of the best 90s toys. These small circles of cardboard became highly precious and collectible in the swap shop playground culture. A quick game of POGS during break could lead to joyful moments or furious arguments as your collection of the discs grew or diminished. To play, each competitor stacks their POGS and then takes turns to knock down the pile, keeping any POGS that land face up. Pretty simple gameplay, but the addiction to having the most and the best POGS was real. POGS are becoming more and more collectible by the day, so check your basements or attics for these living nostalgic masterpieces.
It's a pot milk cap invasion.
And in the weather.
The official World Pod Federation milk cap maker from Cap Toys. Who else?
Crazy Bones, or also known as Boneheads. GoGos Crazy Bones were another collectible toy fad through the 1990s, and with 31 million packages sold between 98 and 2000, they deserve a spot in this video. The Crazy Bones are tiny plastic figurines, each with different faces and characters. They were bought sealed within a foil wrapper, so you didn't know which GoGo you would receive. This made them highly tradable and collectible items. You would line them up against each other in teams of 10 or above, and then flick them at each other in order to knock them down. Winner knocks down the opponent's Crazy Bones before they do. If you had balls, you'd play for keepsies, meaning you kept what you knocked down.
Just play those Crazy Bones on the playground in the streets. Series 1 now available for a limited time. Each sold separately from Playtoy.
And last but not least, Pokemon cards. The Pokemon trading card game was first published in 1996 and was the best trading card game amongst the ranks of other popular 90s toys. Pokemon was already popular thanks to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and by introducing a card game, Pokemon could be enjoyed in the school playground. Whoever won the game got to keep the cards, making it highly competitive. Even if you didn't play the game, trading cards with friends was so popular, with some special or rare cards having a higher trading value than others. People still buy, collect, and trade these amazing cards today, with new artwork and a whole host of other Pokemon doing the rounds. Heck, our new channel Break the Seal is dedicated to opening up new and old Pokemon cards, so if you're a fan, check that out. So there you have it, I hope you enjoyed that video. Most of the products there I still collect to this day, like the Game Boys, like the Pokemon cards, and like the Crazy Bones. And for some reason, because the 90s started a lot of pop culture trends, A lot of these products that are out are highly collectible because there's just so much demand for them. So I advise checking your attics, checking your basements, because you might find a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this content, please do hit subscribe. We also have a Patreon as well if you want to support us even further. If not, just head over to our website and check it out. You might enjoy it. As per usual, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.